Welcome children. Today I am dealing with acceleration time graph and equations of motion. So first one is acceleration time graph. So we already studied about distance time graph, displacement time graph, then velocity time graph, speed time graph. Next comes which one? Acceleration time graph. This acceleration time graph is a graph drawn with acceleration along y-axis and time along x-axis. So always time will be coming along which axis? X-axis, because this time is an independent quantity. This time will not depend on any other physical quantity. Okay, so here this acceleration is depending on which one? Time. So this acceleration comes along which direction? Y-axis, and this time along which direction? X-axis. Now we have to study about the different types of acceleration time graph. So first one is when the body is moving with a constant acceleration. Suppose a body is moving with a constant acceleration. Acceleration is not changing. So it is suppose constant. Suppose a body is moving with a constant acceleration of, suppose I am taking 40 meter per second square. Suppose a body is having a constant acceleration of how much? 40 meter per second square. Suppose this value I am taking is 40. Okay. Now what about the graph? The graph will be a straight line parallel to which one? Time axis. Because here time is increasing, but what about acceleration? It always remains same. How much is the value? 40 meter per second square. Okay. So whenever a body is moving with a constant acceleration, what about the shape of the graph? The graph will be a straight line parallel to time axis. Then second one, acceleration is increasing uniformly with time. Suppose acceleration is increasing uniformly. At uniform rate it is increasing. Okay. Suppose initially at time t equal to 0. T equals 0. Suppose I am taking acceleration as 0 itself. And suppose when time t equals 1 second, suppose acceleration is increasing to 1. So it becomes 1 meter per second square. And suppose after time again 2 seconds, when time becomes 2 seconds, suppose acceleration I am taking as a equals 2 meter per second square. Okay, and again when time equals 3 seconds, suppose acceleration is taken as 3 meter per second square. That means it is increasing uniformly. 1 meter per second square increase is there for each 1 second. Okay, so uniformly this acceleration is increasing. So in that case, what about this graph? The graph will be a straight line inclined to time axis. That means it makes some angle with the time axis. Okay. So whenever acceleration is increasing uniformly, what about this graph? The graph will be a straight line inclined to time axis. That means it makes some angle with the time axis. Okay. Now third one, suppose the body is not moving uniformly. That means variable acceleration. It is increasing in different rate. The acceleration is increasing at different rates. It is not in a uniform rate. Then the graph will be like a curve. The graph will be a curve. And from this acceleration time graph, which quantity we can find out? We can find velocity. The area of which one? Area under this acceleration time graph will give which quantity? Velocity, or change in velocity it is giving. Okay. So whenever we are finding this area under this acceleration time graph, that will give which quantity? Velocity. Similarly, we already studied the area under the velocity time graph gives which quantity? Displacement. Okay. Similarly, area under acceleration time graph gives which quantity? Velocity. Okay. So these are the different types of acceleration time graph. So first one, body moving with a constant acceleration. So what about the graph? The graph is a straight line parallel to time axis. Second one, uniform acceleration. That means the graph is a straight line inclined to time axis. Then variable acceleration means it may be a curve. Okay, and this area under this acceleration time graph gives which quantity? Velocity. Next is equations of accelerated motion by the method of calculus. So already we derived equations of motion using VT graph. From velocity time graph we already derived equations of motion. So mainly we have three equations of motion: velocity time relation, then second one is position time relation, and third one is velocity position relation. So like that three relations are there. Already we derived from velocity time graph. And here we are going to derive all these equations from which one? By the method of calculus. Okay. So suppose we are taking V1 and V2. Select V1 and V2 be the velocities of an object. Okay, and this object is moving in a straight line with uniform acceleration. The object is moving along a straight line with uniform acceleration A. So acceleration is A, uniform acceleration A, and let V1 and V2 be the velocities of this object at time t1 and t2 respectively. So at time t1, let v1 be the velocity of the object, and at time t2, v2 be this velocity, and let a be the uniform acceleration of this object. And this object is moving in a straight line with uniform acceleration. So first of all, we have to derive which one? Velocity time relations. What is the relation? V equals u plus at. U plus at. Okay, and let we are taking v is the velocity of the object at any time t. Okay, at any time t we are taking v as its velocity, and dv is the change in velocity in a time interval which one? Dt. Okay, so in a time interval dt, let dv, this d actually represents the change. Okay, so this dv represents the change in velocity in a time interval which one? Dt. So here we are considering an object is moving in a uniform acceleration a. It is moving in a straight line with uniform acceleration a, and let v be the velocity of this object at any time t. At any time t, let v be its velocity, and at any time t1, let v1 be its velocity. At any time t2, let v2 be the velocity, and let dv be the change in velocity at a time interval which one? Dt. Okay. Now how will you write this acceleration? So we have acceleration a equals change in velocity by time, or we can say rate of change in velocity. Change in velocity divided by time interval. That means a can be written as dv divided by dt. Okay. Now I am cross multiply here. So what I will be getting? A into dt equals dv. So we can write dv equals a into dt. A into dt. Okay. So we have the formula for acceleration a equals dv by dt. So from this, what is dv? dv equals a into dt. Now what I am doing is I am integrating both sides. Okay. So integrating both sides. What you will get now? So we have the formula dv equals a into dt. And I am integrating from, so I told you v1 is the velocity at time which one? T1, and v2 is the velocity at time which one? T2. Okay. So here this change in variable is which one? Velocity. So here velocity is changing from which one? From v1 to v2. So I am putting here as integral v1 to v2. Okay. The change in velocity is from v1 to v2, and what is the velocity here? dv equals, this acceleration is uniform or constant. So we can take it outside of the integral. So a into remaining we have the change variable is which one here? Time. Okay. So what is the time interval change at t1 and t2? So t1 to t2 dt. So what I am doing is here just I am taking integration on both sides. Okay. So here the changing variable is which one? Velocity only, v. So velocity changes from where to where? From v1 to v2, and here time is changing from t1 to t2. This a is constant because here body is moving with a constant acceleration or uniform acceleration. Okay. Now we are integrating here. So we know that integral dx. So integral dx value is x. Similarly integral dy. What is the value? Y. Similarly integral dt. What is the value? T. And here we have integral dv. So integral dv, what may be the value? V itself. So integral dv is v. So this integral value is v now, and this v1 is taken as the lower limit and v2 is the upper limit. So what you have to do is first of all write the integral value, then put a square bracket like this. Okay, and lower integral lower limit I am writing here. So v1, and upper limit I am writing on the top, v2. Okay, this v is the integral value of which one? dv, and this lower limit I am writing down. So v1, upper limit is v2 is equivalent to a is a constant, we can take it outside. Similarly integral dt, what is the value? T. So I am taking t here. So integral value is t. Now I have to put the limit. So I am putting a square bracket here. So lower limit is how much? t1, upper limit is t2. Okay. Now what we have to do is, in this integral value we have to put the upper limit, then minus we have to put which one? Lower limit. So what is upper limit here? So instead of v I have to put which one? v2. So v2, then put minus, put the lower limit. What is the lower limit here? v1. That is equivalent to, so here a is constant, take it outside. Then again here we have to put the upper limit first. So instead of t, what we have to put here? t2. Minus you have to put the lower limit. What is the lower limit here? t1. Okay. So V2 minus V1 equals A into T2 minus T1. Now suppose I am taking initial time. Suppose at time T1, initial time we are taking 0. So initial time, starting time, suppose I am taking as 0. So at T1 equals 0, that means starting time. Okay, starting time is taken as 0. Then at that time, what about the initial velocity? Starting velocity we can write as, instead of V1 we can write U, because what is the representation of initial velocity? U. So whenever time is 0, the velocity may be initial velocity. That means V1, instead of V1 what we can write now? U. Okay. Then this final time, second time, that is T2 can be taken as simply T. That is another one time. Okay, final time. So initial time I have taken as 0 and final time I have simply taken as which one itself? T itself. And what about this final velocity? V2 is simply taken as V. The initial velocity we have taken as U and final velocity we have taken as which one? V. Now we have to substitute all these values in this equation. So what we will get now? So we have, instead of V2 what we can write now? V. V minus, instead of V1 what we can write now? U. U equals A into, instead of T2 what we can write now? T minus T1. What is T1 value? 0. T minus 0. That is V minus U equals A T, or V equals, this minus I am taking on the right hand side, U plus A T. U plus A T. So this is the first relation, that means velocity time relation using the method of calculus. That means we are using here integration. So by integration method, we are deriving which relation? First relation, that is velocity time relation in the case of uniformly accelerated motion. That means accelerations remain same here, uniform here. So here A is the constant acceleration. Okay, and now we derive this equation using which one? Method of calculus, that means by using integration. Second one is position time relation. So we know the position time relation, S equals UT plus half AT square. So this is the position time relation, and this one we have to derive using which one? Calculus method. Okay, and here suppose we are taking dx. So dx is the displacement of the particle, and this particle is moving with the uniform acceleration A. So I told you before itself. So here body is moving with the, so moving in a straight line with uniform acceleration A, and let dx be the displacement of the particle at any particular time interval dt. So at a time interval dt, let dx be the displacement of the particle, and this body is moving with a uniform acceleration of how much? A. Okay. Now the instantaneous velocity, that means at a particular time instant, the velocity of the body can be written as V equals, we know the formula, displacement by time. Yes, we can write as dx divided by dt. So displacement of the particle is given by dx and time interval is how much? Dt, and this V indicates instantaneous velocity. That means velocity at a particular instant of time. So it is given by V equals dx by dt, and I am cross multiplying here. So I will be getting dx equals V into dt. Okay. And we got the relation as dx equals V into dt, and this one we have to integrate and we have to find which relation? S equals ut plus half at square. That means by calculus, by method of calculus, we are deriving which one? This S equals ut plus half at square. Okay. Now we have to integrate which one? This quantity. So before integration, so suppose at time t equal to 0, that means at initial time, at initial time, that means I am taking t equals 0. At initial time, suppose the displacement of the particle we are taking as x0. So x0 is the displacement of the particle at time t equals 0. Then after a time t, okay, so after a time t, so initial time displacement is x0, and after a time t, suppose the displacement I am taking as x. So x is the displacement of the particle. Okay. Now we have to integrate which one? This quantity we have to integrate. Okay. So first of all, so dx equals V into dt. Dx equals V into dt. So this one we have to integrate. So here we have displacement. That means initially what is the displacement? X0. And after a time t, what is the displacement? X. So we have to integrate from where to where? From x0 to x. From x0 to x. What is the variable here? Dx. Dx. is equivalent to here right hand side dt. This time is the variable here. So here time is changing from where to where, from 0 to t. So I am writing here as 0 to t v into dt. Okay, so I am integrating both sides, LHS as well as RHS. And left hand side we have displacement. So integral x0 to x dx equals integral 0 to t v dt. Okay, but we have the first relation. What is the first equation we got? V equals u plus at. U plus at. So instead of v here I am writing which equation? U plus at. So again integral x0 to x dx equals right hand side we have integral 0 to t. Instead of v, what we can write now? U plus at. U plus at into here dt. Okay. Now we have to integrate. So I told you integral dx. What is the value? So integral dx is x. Integral dx is x. Similarly integral dy is y. Similarly integral dt is t. So like that integral dx is, what is the value? X. So integral dx, instead of integral dx, what we can write down? X. X. Now what you have to do? You have to put a square bracket here and put the lower limit down. So lower limit is how much? X0. Upper limit is how much? X. Okay. That is equivalent to right hand side we have two terms. So u is there as well as at is also there. So I have to separately integrate. So first part I am writing as integral 0 to t. First one is u into dt. U dt. That is the first part. Plus. So here what is the symbol here? Plus. So plus integral again 0 to t. What is the second part? At. At into dt. So I split this integral because inside the integral we have two terms. So we are splitting and writing. So integral u dt plus integral at into dt. That is equivalent to. So here first of all what you have to put the upper limit, then minus lower limit. So what is the upper limit here? X. So instead of x we can write x itself. So x minus, put the lower limit. What is the lower limit here? X0. So x minus x0 is equivalent to. So here u is the initial velocity, that is a constant. So you can take this u outside the integral. So always this constant is taken outside the integral. Okay, this u is a constant, I am taking outside. So u into, in remaining we have integral 0 to t dt plus here we have a is a constant, uniform acceleration. So a is taken outside. A is taken outside. Remaining we have integral 0 to t dt. So now again we have to integrate. So left hand side we have x minus x0. X minus x0 equals. So here u into integral dt. What is integral dt value? T. So instead of integral dt, what we can write down? T. Okay, t. And put the limit. So t, I have to put a square bracket here. The lower limit is how much? 0. And upper limit is t. Then plus, right here we have a is outside. Okay. Remaining integral t dt. So integral t dt. So first of all I am putting another one example. Integral x dx. So how will you integrate x dx? So integral x dx, how we have to integrate is this x raised to, what is the power here? 1. That power plus 1. That means 1 plus 1 is how much? 2. Divided by whatever power is here, you have to write here itself. By 2. Okay. So x square by 2. Okay. Similarly, I am taking another one example. Integral y dy. So y dy, how will you integrate? Equals y raised to, what is the power here? 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So we can write as y square divided by, what is the power here? The same power we have to write here. Okay. Suppose we have integral x square dx. X square dx. So how will you integrate? This x raised to this power plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And whatever that power, the same power we have to write here. So x cube by 3. So similarly, here we have integral t dt. So integral t dt means integral t dt. That is equivalent to t raised to, what is the power here? 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 divided by 2. That means t square by 2. Please we can write here as t square divided by 2. Put a square bracket and put the limit. What is the limit? Lower limit is 0. Upper limit is t. Okay. So integral t dt. What is the answer? Integral t dt is t square by 2 and put the limits. Now again left hand side we have x minus x0 equals u into, put the limit, upper limit. What is upper limit? T minus lower limit is 0. Plus again here a and this by 2 I am taking outside because it is a constant. No? So this a by 2 I am taking outside. Remaining for t square I have to put the upper limit. So instead of t I have to put t itself. That means t square minus, instead of t I am putting which one? 0, lower limit. So minus 0. Okay. Now again we are simplifying. So we'll be getting x minus x0 equals ut, this term becomes 0, plus here a by 2 into t square. That means half a t square. Okay, and this x minus x0, x means it is a displacement at a time t, and x0 is the initial displacement. That means you can write, instead of x minus 0 I am writing as a displacement s. So s equals ut plus half a t square. So this is the position time relation. Okay, s equals ut plus half a t square, and this we derived using which one? Calculus method. Okay. Now third relation, velocity displacement relation. Okay. So velocity displacement relation means v square equals u square plus 2as. So this is the velocity displacement relation, and this we have to derive using which one? Calculus method. Okay. And here we are supposing an object moving in a straight line with uniform acceleration a. So the a is the uniform acceleration of the body, and let u be the initial velocity of the object, and after a time t let v be the final velocity. So u is the initial velocity of the object and v is the final velocity, and a is the uniform acceleration of the object. Okay, and let dv be the change in velocity of the object in a time interval dt. So in a small time interval dt, let dv be the change in velocity and a is the uniform acceleration. Okay. Now how will you write this acceleration? A equals, what is the formula? Change in velocity by time. So dv by dt. So we have the formula acceleration equals change in velocity by time. That means dv by dt. And this same relation I am writing as dv divided by, so I am dividing by dx, and this same quantity I am multiplying also, and this I am multiplying again with which one? Dx divided by, already we have which one here? Dt. So what will happen is this dx and dx will cancel, and remaining we have dv by dt. That is same thing only. Okay, this value will not change. So simply I am multiplying and dividing by the same quantity means this value will not change. So here I am multiplying and dividing by which quantity? Dx. Okay, so this value will not change here. Okay, that is equivalent to, so here we have dv by dx into, what is dx by dt? Displacement by time will give which quantity? Velocity. So instead of dx by dt we can write here as velocity v. So now we wrote as acceleration a equals dv by dx into which quantity? V. Okay, now I am cross multiplying here, so I will be getting a into dx. So a into dx equals, right hand side we have v into dv. Okay, so now we got the relation. What we have to do is we have to integrate both sides and find which relation v square equals u square plus 2as. That means by method of calculus we are deriving this equation. Okay, so now we have to integrate. So what is the equation here? A dx equals b dv. A dx equals b dv. Okay, and here let initial displacement is taken as x0. That is at time t equals 0. Suppose I am taking displacement as how much? x0. And after a time t, displacement is taken as how much? X. Okay, and initial velocity is taken as how much? U, and final velocity is taken as v. Okay. So now I am integrating this side. So here this dx is the variable. Displacement is the variable. So integral from where to where? Displacement is starting from x0 to x. So after time t, displacement is x. A dx equals, here right hand side we have velocity as the variable. So velocity, initial velocity is how much? U. So from u to final velocity is how much? V dv. Okay. Now whichever constants are there, we can take it outside. So here I told you this body is moving with a uniform acceleration or constant acceleration. That means a is a constant. So we can take it outside. Okay. A into remaining we have integral x0 to x dx. That is equivalent to, here velocity is a variable. dv means velocity is variable. So we have to integrate which quantity? V also here. So we can write as integral u to v dv. Because here velocity is a variable. Velocity is a variable. But here acceleration is a constant, that is why it is taken outside. Okay. Now a into, so what is integral dx? Integral dx value is how much? X. So instead of integral dx, what we can write now? X. Then put a square bracket and put the limits. Lower limit is how much? X0 and upper limit is x. Okay. Now right hand side we have a integral v dv. So I told you integral x dx. How will you integrate? Integral x dx equivalent to x raised to this power plus 1. Power plus 1 means 1 plus 1 is 2 divided by that power itself. So here we have integral v dv. So integral v dv means v raised to, what is the power here? 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 divided by 2 itself. Okay, so integral v dv we can write as v square by 2. Then put a square bracket and put the limits. Lower limit is u, upper limit is v. Now we have to simplify this one. So left hand side we have a into, put the upper limit. Upper limit is x minus lower limit is x0. X minus x0, that is equivalent to, and here this constant can be taken outside. This 1 by 2 is a constant. So this 1 by 2 I am taking outside. So 1 by 2 into remaining we have v square. So put the upper limit is v itself. So v square minus, put the lower limit. So instead of v we have to put here u. So u square. U square. That is a into this x minus x0 is taken as displacement. That means instead of x minus x0 we can write as s, capital S. Okay. That is equivalent to half into v square minus u square. Okay. That is, I am cross multiplying here. This 2 I am taking this side. So 2as equals v square minus u square, or we can write v square equals u square plus 2as. So this is the third relation. That means which one? Position, velocity, position or velocity displacement relation, using which one? Calculus method. Now for finalizing I am writing all these equations of uniformly accelerated motion, and these equations are important in the case of doing problems. Okay, so I am writing all these equations. So mainly we have three equations, that is v equals u plus at, s equals ut plus half at square, and v square equals u square plus 2as. These are the three main equations of motion, and along with that we have some other equations are there. Okay. The next one, fourth one is s equals vt minus half at square. So this is in terms of initial velocity. Suppose if you are writing displacement in terms of initial velocity, the relation is s equals ut plus half at square. Suppose in terms of final velocity we are writing, the formula is s equals vt minus half. Here instead of plus we are putting here minus half at square. And instead of u we have here v. Then this one is displacement in the nth second. Already we derived this equation. Sn equals u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Displacement in the nth second. Then this one s equals half into u plus b into t. And this relation actually comes in between when you are deriving which one? The second relation. S equals ut plus half at square. So when we are deriving this equation, and this equation will be coming above that one. Okay. So this is another one relation. Okay, so whenever we are deriving the second equation, we will be coming across this equation also. So these are the some of the important equations of uniformly accelerated motion, and you have to if you are by hearting all these equations, it may be easy for doing numericals.